Bob Eisen decided he was going to leave Chicago, which for him was like this huge, big life change. And he was the last of 3 choreographers who had established Lynx Hall as a nonprofit artist-run workspace. He had somehow managed to keep it going. And when he was ready to leave, I think he looked around for someone to take his place, and I was ready to take on something like that. But I really had very little experience administrating any kind of thing other than like a project of my own. So I naively said yes, and I managed to keep the house from burning down until they found somebody who really knew what they were doing, which was CJ Mitchell. And that was maybe in 2000. There was no search, there was nothing. The board had been used to saying yes to everything that he presented, so they said yes. Later there was a board meeting where I, got bawled out for not having more chops, and I was just like, you never asked me for a resume, like just because I can put a sentence together and I'm passionate about the form doesn't mean that I know anything about how to read a budget or any of this stuff. So it was rough. I actually have to say that despite my complete naivete, I did some really, really good and important decisions there, which is that Bob was running it as a latchkey organization, latchkey venue, rather. He would rent it hourly or per event. People would call the office to ask about a performance that was happening that weekend, and we didn't know. We just knew that, Brian had rented the space, and there was going to be a thing that Brian was doing. Whoever Brian, you know what I mean? And I said, no, we should have rental contracts with all these people. All the box office should go through our books. We should run the box office. We should have someone sitting there who takes the money. We should put it in our bank account. And then we should pay the artist. Like, that's how it should go. This was just like, oh my God, so much work, But I feel very proud that I pushed for that. Because how else are you going to show what you're doing? Otherwise you have a room, you have a bunch of keys, you have people who come in and out, It may as well be a train station. So yeah, I took Lynx Hall from being like a room with a bunch of keys and a word of mouth click to a place that had a computer and and a sign and a box office and stuff like that.